In the morning, Shade 45. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shade 45. And whenever I hear this beat, man, I almost, don't you feel like you want to just like spit one, right?
Spit something there.
Yeah. Shade 45. Sway in the morning. Sway in the morning. Sway in the morning.
Something else. Add something.
Shade 45.
Put something to it.
Put something to it. Ain't nothing to it. Just gotta do it. Shade 45. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, there's a young man that I've been watching the growth of his career for quite some time, and I thought he was a really talented person based on the fact of most times when I look at musicians and artists, it takes me back to my beginnings when I started off in the game as a musician, somebody who learned to play an instrument before I even tried to rap or do anything else. That's how I got in the game, and so I always give special credence to those who could play instruments and who could perform live, and who also take music and make it their own. He's somebody I don't think you could really put in a category or a particular genre. He plays blues, he plays soul, he plays rock, he could play pop. He's won awards for being a traditional R&B vocalist. He's done a whole lot of different things. He's revered by a lot of legendary artists, that he's had a chance to work around. He's here today, man. He got a new album called This Land, which is set for a March 1st release. The one and only Gary Clark Jr.
Gary!
Hey. No, that's what I always like about you, man. I mean, you're a very laid-back guy, and those type of dudes usually hold a lot of talent and be thinking a lot of shit too.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, man. Were you quiet, right? Now, Did you grow up in Austin?
I grew up, born and raised south side of Austin, Texas.
Okay, so that explains it, because Austin is a real band town, right? Like, it's a lot of.
Yeah, there's a lot of people walking around with instrument cases.
Yeah, right. But broke as hell though.
It could be tough, man. It could be tough. There's a lot,
Yeah.
It's like New York. There's a lot of talent, but not a lot of venues to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
you what kind of family? You come from a big family, or?
I grew up 4 sisters.
That's it, 4 sisters.
4 sisters, right in the middle of it.
And you right in the middle.
Yeah, man.
So you must have really had a way with the ladies growing up, because you got all that insight.
Nah.
No. Not at all.
Nah. You would think, nah. I was shy. I kept to myself. Really into music. I stay with my headphones on. My Walkman, my Discman, trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then did you learn music through school, or did you teach yourself?
I did. I was a choir boy. I got a lot of hell for that. I played basketball and I was a singer in the choir. I played in church.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that way. And at 12 years old, I got a guitar for Christmas, and went to the library after the break and checked out 2 books, how to play guitar, and just taught myself from there. Listened to the radio, watched TV. There was this show on television called Austin City Limits, and I remember it was B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Robert Cray, Jimmy Vaughn, Eric Clapton, Bonnie Raitt, Aaron Neville, a bunch of great musicians. And I just sat and watched that tape. I recorded and dubbed it and just watched it for months and months and months, and everything else that came on, and just sat there, would rewind it back and try to figure out where people's hands were and pause it and, figure out what chord was what. And just, that's how I learned,
So you kind of learned from the best, essentially.
Yeah, I probably, owe them a little money for them lessons.
You probably could be, man. Yeah. Who have you met that really blew your mind, that influenced you?
All those people. Yeah. Really. I got, as a young teenager, 12, I said I want to be a part of that crew, and so I was fortunate enough to be able to link up and play on stage with all of them, and hear stories about the great blues guys like Muddy Waters and Lightning Hopkins and Freddie King, B.B. King, Albert King, and really went to Blues University through those guys and learn the history of our music and where we come from. It was a beautiful thing.
What did you learn about blues? Because people say blues and they say they know blues, but blues musicians and artists will tell you something about blues that you just can't learn unless you're there.
Yeah, I don't really know what to explain. It's just a thing. It's really what it comes down to. I think is just soul music, being vulnerable. Taking yourself to that place. And that's not easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to put yourself out there. But I think, you know, being honest and being real and singing about those things really, that's what the blues is to me. It's soul music. It all goes together. Soul, blues, R&B,
All of it, right?
funk, hip hop. You know.
Blues was first, and then everything else in America, right? Wasn't it blues, and then the rock and roll, and soul, R&B, hip hop? But at the nucleus of it all, isn't it blues?
I would say so.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, blues, traditional folk music, spirituals. You know, I think that's the roots of all that. You know, that evolved into jazz and everything we got today. You know?
Worry No More came out about back. Well, I say this because it was the early 2000s, and I came to MTV in September of 2000. And Worry No More, I think, came like 2001 or something like that. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I was a junior in high school.
You were in junior high when that came out?
Yeah, I was a junior. I was a junior in high school.
Oh, junior in high school?
Yeah.
So I used to take your music and say, because we used to have all these different, You Hear It First and all these different platforms, we should play a artist like this. I didn't know you were in high school, though. I wouldn't have done it, man. I don't want to blow you up too soon, man. You know,
I could have used it, man.
Yeah, and people didn't necessarily gravitate. They kind of didn't get it. I didn't blame them. The folks that didn't get it, you know, I didn't think it would reach that audience. Now those same people are flocking to a guy like you. Did you ever notice a change in acceptance?
Yeah, you know what? But I think I gotta give it up to Cody Chestnut. I think when he dropped the Headphone Masterpiece in the 2000, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just me because it affected me, but I felt like if he could do that, I can do that too. You know what I mean? Think outside the box, play outside the box, and be out front and making music as a black man playing guitar. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
You're not sure? I like that. Gary Clark Jr. I don't know. I don't remember Sway. What the hell you asking me right now? What happened last week? I got you, man. You going too deep, kid.
Yeah. Worry No More. I can't believe it, man.
Nah, but that was, I was interested in changing things and, you know, the way people will receive music through that platform because it was only one kind of thing being pushed on them. And that was my objective going into that company. It's like, okay, we'll talk about all the boy bands and some of the pop rock bands, you know, but we gotta, and if we're gonna talk about rap, then we're gonna talk about Nas and Mobb Deep and everything in between. If we're gonna talk about just great music in general, Worry No More, y'all know who this is. Let's break this artist. It didn't happen that way, but you know,
that's love though, man.
No, come on, man. That's why when I see you, I smile.
Feeding off of if he could do it, I could do it too. Do you remember a particular song that you may have heard that sort of was your reassurance that, yo, I can do this? Like, I remember hearing Sucker MCs by Run DMC and losing my mind. Like, yo, I got to do hip hop. You know, I got to figure this out. Is there a particular song for you that was just like, yo, I got to do this?
Yeah, the first time I heard Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. Yeah. Somebody gave me a CD. And I never heard anything like that. I went back to my room and put my headphones on, and just my whole life, my whole world changed. Just in my headphones. Nobody knew, you know what I mean? But inside, I was just like, man.
Yeah.
I need to be in that, you know?
Yeah, dope.
So that was the one.
If you could be reincarnated into any instrument, what do you think it would be?
What do you mean? If I could be reincarnated into any instrument.
Yes.
It might be painful, but I would probably be drum.
Drum.
A drum.
You want to be pounded on, huh? Yeah, yo.
Damn.
Nah, I just damn.
You can
man.
change it too.
But didn't they used to sing? Because you mentioned spiritual music initially, but weren't messages sent through drums?
Yeah,
initially,
it was a foundation.
Like it was a foundation.
Yeah,
that's good. Sway talking about.
Yeah.
He can't sleep at night, so don't worry about him.
Sleep at night. Why you bring that up, man?
Have you ever been on a song that didn't have any type of instrument though? Because if you think of like a lot of hip hop, and some people will say that the soul is taken out of the music when we're just working with synths and you're just creating on the computer rather than bringing in live instrumentation.
No, I would have to disagree with that.
Okay.
I think that there's something really cool about being able to program and make music using digital instruments, and having a sequence. To me, it's kind of reminiscent of old blues and just that repetition, and you stay in that in that zone, and then everything that goes over it is the musical part. That's the soul. That's the stuff that moves you. So I appreciate it all. I'd like to do both, though.
Got you.
Gary Clark Jr. is here on This Land as his new album. March 1st will be the release. Mike Muse, you want to ask him something real quick?
Yeah, one, I've been a fan of you for a minute, and I was so excited when you came onto the scene. Just as you was explaining about the origins of blues, it's such a part of African American culture and history that we just don't recognize, nor is it given credit for. Blues is really part of the great Northern migration of Black Americans coming from the Gulf of the Mississippi, the Delta, all the way moving north, which inspires so many other genres of music, if you will. I'm just wondering, it doesn't have to be a responsibility. You don't have to shoulder it, the bearer of it, but I'm just curious, do you feel the weight of the responsibility that comes with this great gift in order to educate and expose, to really bring it back to how it was the center of African American culture?
I don't feel any pressure to do that. I think I felt early on when I was in the blues scene, it was because I was young and Black. It was like, we need you to save this. We need you to, you're the savior. People call me all this, and I took it very seriously, and then I was like, you know what? I appreciate that, and that you respect me and what I'm doing enough to put that on me. But I will always show love to the blues. That's always the foundation, and anything I do, you can hear that in my music. But it's 2019. There's other places to go, and I'm curious to do that. I still feel like I got a lot of things that I can do, capable of, and there's new technology, and there's ways to move and manipulate and create, and so I can't just stay right there and be that guy, because I wouldn't be happy with myself at the end of the day. Like being a character of a guy. You are the blues guy.
Yeah.
So
Limiting.
there's levels, and I just want to be able to be free to do that.
That's
but
dope.
blues is always the forefront. I always give props and respect to those that came before me, because I wouldn't be able to do it if they didn't.
How important to somebody in your position of your stature and to have accomplished what you have, and then in this style of music, how important is it that you actually wear a fly leather jacket every time you step out?
I was about to comment.
Is that a part of like the persona, just to have this dope ass leather jacket right here, man? So they gotta fit a certain way.
I knew I was coming to see y'all, so I tried to do a little.
You tried to step your game up, baby. I ain't
Try to do something.
Yeah, man. I want to play some music. So what were the songs we can play?
You can play Feed the Babies.
You got that, O?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, we're going to play Feed the Babies right now. And this is off the album? This is off the album.
This
Nobody's ever heard this. Right?
Nobody's ever heard.
First time being played.
Woo!
Sway in the morning, exclusive.
It's an exclusive.
on Shade 45.
Let's get it, baby.
It's cold out on them streets, but the world is my buffet, child, and I'm just looking to eat.
Feed the Babies, brand new Gary Clark Jr., Grammy Award winning artist. That's from the new album, This Land. You got it first right here on Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. That's an exclusive.
Jam it.
March 1st is a release. I like that. That
Yes.
sounds great. A lot of nice guitar on there, too. Yeah, man.
That's what I do.
That's what you do? It's interesting you do that, man, Gary Clark Jr., because we came up with a game that we call
Guitar Hero.
Ha-ha.
Yeah, and we like to, that's not set up right there. That was a good cue right there. There we go.
You know how to play, Rufus? Let's play a little.
With enough time and training, anybody can learn how to play an instrument. But it takes years and skill level to become a master of the craft. So we want to know who Gary Clark Jr. would pick as his guitar hero right now on Sway in the Morning.
All right, man. So we came up with a bunch of names of some great guitar players.
Okay.
And you got to pick which one would be the winner.
Two at a time?
Two at a time.
Okay.
If you had to pick one as the greatest, and it's not a knock on the other.
Okay.
It's just
Two
your
at a
opinion.
time.
Two at a time.
Two at a time.
Okay, cool.
It's messed up.
Dig deep, dig deep. First
you
one
go.
is
BB King's first one.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
It's messed up.
Yeah, man. It's all right. Good luck with it, though.
BB King
BB
versus.
King and Slash. My boy Slash, I love you, man, but there would be no Slash if there was no BB King.
Okay,
Got
okay,
it.
that's fair enough.
fair.
Okay, BB King.
All right,
BB
round
King.
two.
The thrill ain't gone. All right.
Sway, you just.
All right, Santana, Carlos Santana.
Damn.
And Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's messed up, man. Y'all wrong. That's so messed up. Oh man, I'm from Texas, so I gotta go with Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh wow.
I gotta do it. Shout out to Santana. When I started playing guitar, my dad said, "You ain't gonna play guitar if you don't listen to Santana."
That's what your dad told you
So my
that.
pops told him. He brought me a record. Said, "You gotta listen to this if you're gonna try that."
Wow. Damn. I'm sure he's listening too. You apologize.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
Angus Young
From AC/DC.
Mm-hmm.
and Clapton.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
This is wrong, man. Foul. I'm gonna go with Clapton.
Yeah.
Man changed my life.
Clapton changed your life.
Yeah.
Who's that one? That one musician that played the guitarist that you find like? Let me give you an example. Magic Johnson is one of the greatest to me basketball players to ever live. Who is that guitarist you think for you?
For me, one of the most powerful, influential guitarists to me was Alba King. But one of the baddest dudes walking the planet right now is a man called Eric Gales.
Eric Gales.
And if you don't know him,
do the research.
We just did a show together, and I had him open up, and it was a terrible idea.
For real?
Wow.
Really?
He's bad, man.
He was that good?
He's bad,
man.
Yeah.
We had Robert Glasper. I'm just back into the genre. Robert Glasper. I'm sure you know.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, he's a bad. Y'all ever play together?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Now what happened?
No, well, I don't want to cut off your story, but I walked into a session. I was doing I was part of the film Miles Ahead with Don Cheadle, and so I walked into to a session with Robert Glasper, Wayne Shorter, oh man, I'm going blank.
A lot of great people.
Herbie Hancock.
Okay, damn. You went blank on Herbie?
Yeah, man. I'm like
some water, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was a bunch of other, badass musicians, of course, Robert Glasper. And so I walk in and, they're playing jazz and I'm not a jazz guy, I'm self-taught, kind of ignorant blues guitar player, I can just kind of feel around it. And so I was just tested. I was pushed to the limit, man. I walked in there. I had no idea what I was walking into. And I got my ass whooped that day on that session. It was a learning experience. Esperanza Spalding.
Oh
man, I mean,
yeah.
I was like, I wasn't ready, man.
And when you get your ass whipped in a session, do everybody in the session know it, or that's just how
you can feel it?
You can feel it.
Yeah. You can feel it.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
What rappers have you worked with?
I've worked with Crit Bun B in his latest album.
I remember that. Yeah.
Let me see.
You smoke, Gary?
Oh yeah.
Quit struggling over here,
No. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Don't worry about
Talib.
it. Talib. Okay. All right. Okay.
Joe Clark.
Yeah. Of course, Black Thought and the Roots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, Laney's on the line for Denver. Go ahead, Laney. Yeah. Go ahead, Laney.
Wow. First time caller. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Oh, that's what's up.
Gary, you are my favorite artist.
I appreciate
and
it.
of course, I love seeing you at Red Rocks. That's a magical place to see you perform. And I'm wondering when you're going to be back in Colorado at Red Rocks and also at the Belly Up in Aspen, because that small venue, there is no better place to see you perform. And I tell everybody, you are a bucket list concert, and they have to see you at least one time in their life.
Wow. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back on tour this year. I'm not sure exactly what the dates are. We're trying to figure it all out. But when the record drops, we'll be all over the world. So we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Your social is Gary Clark Jr.?
So yeah, Gary Clark Jr. everywhere.
You know, Laney, make sure you following him on his social media at Gary Clark Jr. across the board, and you'll be able to find that information.
Tour
all right?
dates, GaryClarkJr.com.
Hey, man, I'm assuming you watch our show. You familiar with it, Sway in the Morning?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, what we really like to do is have people who perform come up and do a little something for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was like, man, I got Gary Clark Jr. here. The man got a great voice, too, man, I think, you know. Let's just drop a beat on it and see what he do with it, man. Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. Gary Clark Jr. is up in here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Do whatever you want with it, baby. The stage is yours. It's time to shine. First time ever.
Okay.
It's catching that vibe right there.
Whoa, baby, yeah. Whoa, baby, things are changing now, and I can't tell where I'll be from here on out. Said, ooh, it's hell, knowing that for now we shouldn't kiss and tell when it's so good, yeah. You walk up to me like a stranger, girl, and I already know your name, and I can make you feel good if you want it, baby. Give me the time of day, yeah. Well, you listen to me here and now, 'cause I'll lay it down simple and plain. Ooh, it'd be good to get together, girl, but it'll be so hard to maintain, 'cause it seems like now, oh baby, things are changing now, and I can't tell where I'll be from here on out. Said, ooh, it's hell, knowing that for now we shouldn't kiss and tell when it's so good, yeah.
That's Gary Clark Jr. on Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. Wow, round of applause for that.
Appreciate you.
Man, this is our first of many. I like to do interviews, conversations with you. These aren't even interviews. These are just bonding sessions.
Yeah.
All right, I hope you
pleasure to
enjoyed
be
it.
up here.
Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed it. We met at the Hangout Fest, and it's on the border of Alabama and Florida, is it? Yeah, something like that. Well, we met a few years ago, and man, I've been so impressed by your trajectory. Congratulations.
I appreciate
All
it.
right, you're so
Thanks
good
for
for
having
music.
me.
You sound great. Thank you, man.
Thank
Come
you.
back. We're going to exchange information, too, man. Gary Clark Jr. Also want to thank Kevin Hart for coming by.
Yeah.
See his new movie in theaters this Friday.
The Upside, also starring Bryan Cranston and Nicole Kidman in theaters Friday.
Dash Mahawk for coming by as well from Ray Donovan.
Diggy Dash.
You know, Sunday, 9 p.m. on Showtime. See the season 6 finale. Gary Clark Jr. This Land is the name of the album, set for a March 1st release. Follow him at Gary Clark Jr. Find out where he's performing. You just got a taste of all that. Ooh.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, that texture.
Yeah, This Land drops tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep saying
Single
March
drop.
1st. Oh, This Land is tomorrow?
Single drops tomorrow.
The single
The
drops
single drops tomorrow. The album drops
March 1st.
March 1st. I'm saying that right. The single, okay, the album is called, it's the title track from the album that's dropping tomorrow. I
That's
got
it.
it, man.
That's
Come
it.
on, there
That's
you
it.
go. All right, cool, man. All right, there's a moment right there. We got a moment. We're back. DB, how can I reach you?
Everywhere, it's really DB.
Mike Muse.
Yo, at I am Mike Muse, M-U-S-S-M-E on Twitter, Instagram tonight. Tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Mike Muse Show, the Insight Channel, channel 121.
All right.
Oh,
At-
damn.
that was good. I gotta get mine quick too. At DJ Wonder, everywhere. Animal Status tonight, 10 p.m. right here on Shade 45.
Everywhere at It's Tracy G, ITSTRACYG.
I'm at the Happy Hour, WHB on Instagram and Twitter.
And And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're celebrating OQ's birthday. Gary,
Shoots!
it's OQ's birthday right here, man. If you could follow him. His birthday gift could be your follow at
OQ Shoots on Instagram. That's OQ Shoots on Instagram.
I know the This Land single is out tomorrow. You could get that tomorrow. The album is out March 1st, but I got the album now, and they pretty much can't stop me from playing whatever I want to play off of it. So I think I want to play Gotta Get Up. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Real Sway across the board. You go to SiriusXM.com/
On demand. You hear the show back today.
Or you can see it on Sway's Universe, our
Yes.
YouTube channel. It's a pretty big channel. And then you can also go to Sway'sUniverse.com. Until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing left to say. Gary Clark Jr.